What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Captain Jack. Welcome back to the channel. We got a cool little episode, finally getting some nice water. It's blowing, but at least we are gonna be able to do some diving. We got a couple of divers with us. We're gonna be going for some offshore pelagics, maybe some reef diving. It's gonna be a mixed bag today, but hopefully we get something. And then tonight, I'm gonna rock up at an island and I'm gonna cook it up. Stay tuned, you guys aren't gonna wanna miss this. Speaking of fish, we already got some fish in the cooler. Nice, beautiful dog snapper. Let's take a look at this. Christian handling. We got the fish bag. Look at that, beautiful, dude. Nice dog, hold him out. Nice, good hunt. Oh, I was trying to get you make it in the bag.
I couldn't even see it.
Point the dog. Beautiful.
Are we set up to drift over the double?
Yeah, head that way a little bit.
West.
There we go, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful doggy. That's some good eating meat right there. We're gonna be eating good tonight. That is probably one of my top choice eating snapper. Between that and mutton, very close call. Unfortunately, Christian was not rocking a GoPro on his head, so we don't have footage of that, but I'm gonna go ahead and roll on some footage so you can see me hunting these fish. And dog snapper are very tricky, and I'm gonna go ahead and roll on a clip of me hunting one over in the Bahamas on pole spear. So let's roll that clip, and I can give you guys some voiceover so you can see what it's like to hunt those beautiful dog snapper. All right, you guys, welcome back to the voiceovers. So you can see this water is absolutely pristine, and that's what it's like over in the Bahamas. And you can see that I'm rocking a pole spear. And now if you look in the distance, there are two types of snapper right here. There's cuberas and dog snapper. There's a distinct white teardrop from the dog snapper, and that's the one I go after right now. I plug them, and for some reason my slip tip didn't get enough penetration and engage, so I turned my attention to the cubera. And I thought this clip would be perfect because you'd be able to see two snapper and kind of compare them. And now the one I'm after now is a cubera. Luckily my slip tip didn't fall off and I'm able to shoot without making too much ruckus down there. This cubera comes in, and you can see they're very distinct. Cuberas almost look like an oversized mangrove snapper, and this spot was just loaded with them. You see the reef, you see the black grouper cruise out, and there's just snapper everywhere. But this was a prime example. I wasn't using a spear gun, I was using a pole spear, and if you haven't seen this video where I do a lot of diving in the Bahamas, I'll link it up in the corner. It was an epic trip and a lot of dives just like this one, spearing some beautiful fish. So go ahead and check that out. And now back to my local waters in Florida. We'll wait till after we'll figure it out.
Wow, so you can put your own spot. Talking all that smack.
We'll find them. They'll be here. So I get right into it, and it's just completely different diving compared to the Bahamas and my local waters. The current's usually ripping, so you can't anchor. You have to drift, and we drift with these things called the flashers, and that's what you see down there. On this drop, I just go down to kind of give a scouting report. It's my first drop. We're on a huge wreck, and I see some big rainbow runners off in the distance, and they are great sashimi. So if one gives me the look, definitely going to take the shot. A big one comes in here. Try to go for the stone shot because I know there's a lot of sharks around, but when you have these multiple divers, if you shoot a smaller fish, it's easier to handle them. So you pull them into yourself. Do not let them run. You can see the sharks kind of giving them a look, but other divers were down there to help deter the sharks, and we landed this fish super easy. I was stoked for the day. So I at least got one fish. So many big ones. There we go, stud rainbow runner. There were so big ones like this. Had to shoot them fast and rip them up. Sharks, they're down there. So, but yeah, another solid fish. Beautiful pelagic. Okay. Righteous, thank you. So as I was at the boat, the guys yelled out cobia, and that's a prime sign that they're with the sharks. They're going to be around. They're going to make another pass. So I make a drop, just kind of going down there, hanging out, hoping that maybe a shark comes into me and I can spot a cobia on them. And if those who don't know, cobia are absolutely delicious. A very dense meat. And you have to use extreme buddy diving. And we do get into some cobia, but not on this drop. I'm just scouting out, looking for sharks, seeing if there's anything with them besides remoras. And that's the goal, is you want to, they're usually just hanging out right next to or under the sharks. And you got to kind of have a keen eye and keep an eye out for that. And when you see them, you got to charge them. So this is literally 5 minutes later. I spot a cobia with the shark, and I breathe up, and I already saw Holden saw the cobia before, but me and Christian are right here ready for backup because you need it on these cobia. He shot like a really big one, and the only thing he should have done is he should have tried to lock his drag down, because then I could have went down to put another shot. Unfortunately, the fish ran a little too much and it got out of sight, so I wasn't able to continue and go down and chase it, but otherwise I would have been able to try to get a backup shot so we can horse him up.
Rip him up, the sharks are on him.
So now I'm gonna go ahead and let this clip play out. You can hear us at the surface giving instruction, and I'll give you a whole run through of what happens afterwards.
Hold your reel. Pinch it and hold it and fight him. All right, we'll pinch it and fight him. I think the sharks got it. The sharks got it, I think. Yo, hey, just throw your gun back there. Do you have a knife on you? All right, get ready. You might have to cut your line. Just get ready. What has the line?
The shark has a line on the mouth. Yeah.
You might have to cut the line. He just cut it.
Just clean it?
He just cut it.
Okay.
Pull it in. He just cut it.
What, the shark cut it?
Yeah.
Damn. What, the shark ate the cobia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
You gotta really get him in the head.
Yeah.
So you can turn them up, because you shoot them and then you have to get them in the head, so when you pull them they go up to us rather than swimming down. You kind of shot like in its gill plate.
Yeah.
And it just,
Yeah,
they can swim more free.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, the sharks they stay down with the sharks and the sharks eat them.
Yeah, it was a nice one though, right?
It was a big one. It was like a 40-pounder.
Yeah. I thought I hit him like right behind the eye, but
Yeah, no, you got, yeah.
took off. A raw shot.
He shot it and it went still. I was like, oh, let's go. And then it came back alive.
Oh shoot, I didn't see it go still. I just saw it hit it, and then I saw your spear, like, I saw you didn't have a lot of penetration.
Yeah.
But it was like kind of like stuck. And then I was like, oh shit. I was like, they're gonna be all over it.
I didn't see you shooting.
Fun.
I saw your line taking off.
God, that was a big cobia.
Yeah, I just feel like it did.
There were more than one though. That was
Yeah, but yeah, if you don't have a prestige shot, just don't take it, because they'll stay around.
Yeah.
Like the sharks will stay around if the sharks are around. Shit. Hey, can you imagine trying to land one of those by yourself?
All right, so that was a huge bummer. Holden got a shot on a solid cobia. There were a few of them with him, and we just let him run a little bit too much, and then the sharks got a hold of him. Word for the wise, if you get a shot on one, lock down your drag if you can. If they pull like too much and you can't get to the surface, that's when you let out, but immediately put the brakes on, swim up to the surface, kicking as hard as you can, and by that time you have other divers going down, putting a backup shot on the fish, or at least fending the sharks away, which we could have done, but it was just, we should have went over the plan before we got in the water. That was our fault. That's what we should have done a little bit better. But also, we're not taking any risky shots. The cobia are here, so they're not gonna go anywhere. We're gonna try to get some quality shots on them and try to land a big one. We'll see. Is that your first time?
My first time seeing a cobia, yeah.
Was it? No, it was
I
not.
should have done a better opportunity at teaching me how to shoot the cobia.
Yeah, I should have taught him a little bit better. Yeah. Hey, next time just let me shoot it, so then we don't have to worry about this.
Already.
I have shot a lot. I've shot a couple in my time. So we get back in the water and we make another drift, and you see those flashers really doing a good job down there. And on this drift, you'll see exactly how much work they do. Especially on these pelagic fish. I make a blind drop, so I don't see anything, no sharks, no anything. But as I go down, I just keep my eyes peeled in that mid-water column, and I look up and see what I thought was a wahoo, but it turned out it was a huge kingfish. And I'll point him out. I see him right about now off in the distance. Really hard to make out. I try to close the gap. With these pelagics, you can't really chase them. And then I see a bull shark right there, so I know, okay, I need to land a really good shot. I'm not going to take a stupid shot because otherwise he's going to run and he's going to get sharked. And at the same time, I turn around and here comes a big sailfish cruising into the flashers. You can get a really good look at him right there. And you can't shoot these in our waters, and nor really would I, because, you know, it's kind of a sport fish. But I thought that was a really cool, going from not seeing anything, making a blind drop, to seeing all those kind of fish. And I get really close to the kingfish right about now. You can see it in the middle of the screen, and I kind of pursue it, but I was already on my way up, and I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna not go, because usually when I'm on my way up and I turn back down to go around, it's not a good idea to pursue a fish, because you don't know how long that dive is going to take to land the fish, and you might put yourself in jeopardy to blacking out.
Bro, hey.
You gotta shoot something?
So I saw like a 40-pound kingfish,
Oh shit.
and then right next to that was a big bull, and then I turn around, there's like a 6-foot sailfish right next to me. All in one drop. It was crazy.
That's nice.
So Luciano makes one more drop, kind of gets in a little close encounter with these sharks, but we decide, you know what, we're going to cut our losses, time to move to a new spot. So now this is Luciano's GoPro footage again. He's making a drop on some structure. We're in a little shallow of water, and we're kind of looking for snapper, maybe the occasional pelagic that'll cruise by, but we find some debris out in the sand, and that's a really good spot to look at, is if you find a desert of sand and then just some debris dumped or some reef in the middle of it. That seems to hold a lot of fish, and you can check it from time to time, and it's always worth just checking out, because you can see on this drop, Luciano finds these mangrove snapper. It's a really good size one too. Takes his time, waits for a shot. Saw him on his way out, and he laced him right there. Just another fish added in the box, and those who haven't had mangrove snapper, they are absolutely delicious. One of my top snapper, but really you can't go wrong with any snapper. So we're switching back to my GoPro, and we're at the same spot. We made another drift, same deal, in the sand, and you can see how much of a desert it is, and then we just come up on all this structure. I see some yellowtail snapper right there off in the distance. Don't think much of it, because usually they're very tough to close the gap on. They're skittish fish. If you show them any interest, you turn your gun towards them, they usually take off. But on this dive, it's my last dive of the day. I'm gonna kind of just, I've only shot my gun one time, so I figured, you know, if a fish gives me somewhat of a look, I'm gonna take the shot. So I go ahead and decide at this point to pursue this snapper. He's really far away, and I absolutely rolled him. That was one of my favorite shots of the day. It's not the size of the fish, it's kind of the story behind it. So when I came up, I was pretty excited that I shot this fish at like easily 20 feet or farther. and I absolutely rolled him. I stone shot him. All right, you guys, is it not a bad way to finish the day?
You guys are good.
Getting that nice yellowtail. I'm gonna try to cook that thing, whole cooker, somehow. I'll get creative, and I'm gonna take you with me, so I'll see you guys when we're into port. All right, so how you tell a dog snapper, aside from a mangrove snapper, is that teardrop. They got that teardrop right under the eye. Look at the color on this thing. We're gonna do like a little catch and cook. We're gonna fry up this snapper. Everybody's gonna indulge, and you'll see how it tastes. So I'll see you guys over there at the island. And we touch down. Oh God, my hair. All right, this is what happens when you have no gas in your burner, but we're gonna make it work. Getting into the fire, baby. We're gonna go live on a cast iron over an open fire, and I think it just might taste better. Just cause it's more effort, so it has to taste better. Yeah. Goldfarb. Yo, this is Goldfarb, people. He's my buddy. Those who know, you know. He went to go collect wood, and literally probably 30 seconds he came back and I already had like flames ablazing, fire roaring, ready to rock and roll. But we're gonna use these little sticks, and these things burn really hot, and they'll go into coals, and they won't have a huge flame, and we'll just put the cast iron right on top of it. It's gonna get super hot, throw some oil in there. We're still gonna fry this fish up. Nothing's stopping us, nothing. Let's do it. All right, so we did it.
Dude, that's so amazing. Wow. Get the salt with the coconut flavor. Yeah.
Oil's starting to fire up.
That just sounds wonderful.
We got homemade bowls.
Homemade.
I know what he's eating his fried fish out of. Because I didn't bring plates.
I need another coconut.
I didn't bring plates or anything. All right, we got our nugget size snapper fillets in here. Got some all-purpose mix and some club soda. Just gonna throw it in here. Just gonna make sure it gets all thick and caked on. And we're just gonna throw that. Dude, that's makeshift right there. I like that. That was gonna be, dude, the freaking burner wasn't working.
Island boy, island boy.
Yeah, we're the true island boys. It's fantastic. All right, this is what we got. So we're gonna give it one here, one piece right here. One chance, one opportunity. Ooh. Oh, baby.
Fire.
How are we gonna get it out? I have cold. Hot. We're gonna have a couple batches. Dude, it's already like turning brown.
Wow. That's
okay. No. Hey.
He's working. Yep.
All right, we got second batch rocking. First batch, one got in the sand. Don't worry about that. And Goldfarb, what do you think? Pretty good.
Pretty
Not
good.
bad.
You did well.
Grab that really burnt piece. Grab that really burnt one.
What am I doing with it?
And eat it. Burned.
So good.
I was shocked that the inside was cooked. I'm about to burn this batch here. This one will go on the beautiful leaves we got. Everybody wants to know my trick on how I dive so well. Gluten-free. Stay away from candy. Have some of the ocean's candy. Get away from me. It is munch time. That is perfectly cooked. Oh my God. No season needed. Dude, I look so dark right now. Oh well. That is primo. All right, you guys, that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new, consider subscribing. I'm so stoked I was able to bring you with me, and that was an epic meal, epic scenery, epic day on the water. Dude, don't get me on video, man. But you guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week for another adventure. Later.